Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Busted! Truth bomb! Oh, my camera! Say cheese! Here comes the catch. Take it easy. Yeah. Scatter. Yeah. Skyward. I'm going in. Let's light it up. Smile! Breaking news! Drag clouds converge! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha! Everybody stand back! What a drag. What are the odds? Make way for the adults! Inconsequential! Doesn't count! I had it easy. Get out of here! Benny's adventure team! I have failed you. Let me weave you a verse. Game's up. Time is over. Quietly now. Strike a pose! Let the world collide!
Coming!
Seize the skies! Scatter! Skyward!
Know my sword! Body and mind. Here comes the catch. Let my name echo in song!
Riveting! Busted!
Rain cutter! I let my guard down.
Want to taste my hammer? Another test subject.
Skyward! Scatter! Inconsequential!
Have a little taste. Jab cross. There's 2 to go.
So rude! My apologies! Here to play with me? Over here! Swirl! Whirling snow! Let me amuse myself.
Skyward!
Pay your dues.
Stray clouds converge! Riveting! Skyward! Scatter!
Leaving so soon.
Time to shine! Shower me with praise! How dare you! Witness the power of Guhua! Rain outlines your fist! Take flight! Yeah! Feel the split! Go up the ship down! Embrace the ice! Whirling snow!
Cascade. Mind the day watch. Be still.
Allow me! Covenant of the Deep! Fire hazard!
Gloves off! Let's get it on! Hi!
Fuse is lit! This is long overdue! Access denied! Come on! Focus!
The depth's back. Cascade.
Here come the fireworks! Born of ice and frost!
Time to act. Quietly now.
Stop! Strike a pose!
Gotcha. Skyward!
The show begins!
Busted. No, my sword! Ring cutter! Scatter! Seize the skies! Inconsequential! Skyward! Scatter! Gotcha! Rain outlines your fate. Let me leave you a verse. Body and mind. Game's up. Time's over.
Aligning everyone's song!
Frosted. Stray clouds converge. Skyward. Rain cutter. Know my sword. Time to act.
Want to take my hammer? Another test.
Here to play with me.
Rain outlines your fate. Blink!
Pay your dues.
Let the world come alive! Stop that!
Let me leave you a verse.
Fire hazard! Goldfish up down!
Kamisato out. Sorrento! My apologies.
Be still. Mind the deluge.
Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha.
Here come the fireworks! Feels a split! You asked for it! Buckle up! Embrace the ice! Fire hazard!
The academia? What happened this time?
Did you hear what happened? It's the academy.
I do try to lighten the mood sometimes, but I'm not the best judge of other people's sense of humor.
The academia? What happened this time?
Did you hear what happened? It's the academy.
The academia? What happened?
Did you hear what happened? It's the academy.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome.
When you're high up, everyone can hear your voice.
Rebooting.
Uncle Chen, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Hoishi, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us a fresh pot of tea? I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very much like to hear your adventure stories. Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry, I'm quite all right. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed I am still very much in good standing as the Tianshu today. Nevertheless, I wish to pass on the position before my mental acuity begins to decline beyond redemption.
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, the Tianshu is a rather unique position among the Liyue Qixing. Historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We stay behind the scenes, planning and giving advice, so a public selection process would not be suitable. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces, so we tend to be as discreet as possible in their assessment and appointment. For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is then approved by the other Qixing members.
So in other words, you pick someone, and then Lady Keqing, Lady Ningguang, and the other Qixing appoint them?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, I won't be able to assess every candidate myself. Not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf as assessment officer. In fact, I believe you recently became acquainted with her yourself.
Oh? Who is it?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
It's Shaylon!
Jackpot. Uncle Tien here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tianshu. Might be a good opportunity for you.
What do you think? Paimon thinks so too. It can't be a bad thing to be on good terms with a new Qixing, right?
Alright then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tien, you say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
Huh? Yelan, you want to be the next Tianshu?
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after how long you've been working together. So, how about this? If your investigation reveals that none of the other candidates are qualified for the position, I'll recommend you for the job.
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house. You're all set?
Uncle Tien seems really worn down. It's like all his energy's gone.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tien is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei, Mingbo, and Zhi. Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingbo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs, and Zhi is focused on study and travel. Try to keep all that in mind. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yuehai Pavilion in a short while.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Zhi. Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment involve exactly?
Let's leave that until we get to Yuehai Pavilion. All right. Heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything, no matter how small.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
The key here is consumer psychology.
Where has Master gone this time?
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
Oh, I think it's fine.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
Oh, come on. That's just... Now you're just... being unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be getting irritable. Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process. I've split it into 2 stages: current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow, one of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
By the way, do you...
Me neither.
By the way, do you have...
Me neither.
Finished, huh?
Everyone took.
Of course they... And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing two entirely unfamiliar faces. I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in mind, after all.
Mind your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact. Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that people are constantly talking about. With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward. Although I shouldn't get my hopes up.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes.
I've worked there for, I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, my current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for, auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely...
Is it just Paimon, or is he not very good at public speaking?
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hello. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous. What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so...
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields.
Very fair question. But I'm confident in my plan. Of course, 2 different problems...
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Nice answer.
He seems like a great...
Here's my take on what, as you saw, Mingguo's plan is more thorough and more measured, but he and Chenwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingguo's not very...
Perfect summary! Paimon...
Last but not least, Yi. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover the depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. But what really interests me...
Great!
We'll see.
You